I am early today. Hello, how are you? Raw went off on time today, so I am early because I want to get it in, get it done, and get out of here. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I'm going to talk about everything in order, okay? So before y'all come in here yelling and screaming about CM Punk and everything, y'all got to give me a chance to get everything out, okay? So we're going to start off with what happened first, not what happened last. Okay? Mom, you going to bed? All right. Can we do that, children? Okay, we're going to start off with what happened first and not what happened last. All right, everybody is in abundance. We all hearts and minds are clear. Okay, very good. All right, amen, amen. I'm glad that we all are on the same page and we are blessed in this city. Okay, let me start off by saying first order of business has to be Seth freaking Rollins. You can't skate by on Sethy Poo. Okay, Seth was announced to be the first man to come out and address the WWE audience, and we have to talk about that first. Okay, okay. Amazing. First things first, let me say hello to everybody that came in on time. Hello to you, Eli. How are you? Young boy Jay, Brandy, Pierre, Nika. Y'all were my first set of people that came in and spoke. Hello. My day was good. Thank you for asking. I rested. Okay. Hello to you, Aaliyah. Hello, Tirza. Tears is early today. We love that. And hello to you, Kayla. How are you? I hope everybody is doing well. Let me get my phone. Is my phone ringing, child? Okay, she stopped. Any whoosies, we're gonna get into what had happened on Monday Night Raw. So, like I said earlier, Seth Freaking Rollins was scheduled to be the first person to speak and address the WWE Universe. Now, if you don't know, what you don't know is a lot. The simplest explanation is at last week's Monday Night Raw, Seth Freaking Rollins was injured in his match. And the way the dirt sheet spelled it out, he tore his MCL. Well, it seems to be a little bit more into that than what we were led to believe. Seth came out there dressed in a beautiful green suit. Oh my God. I'm gonna get Troy tomorrow with this suit because he thought he was gonna escape. Yeah, he ain't gonna escape. I'm gonna get his ass on Instagram tomorrow. I'm gonna get him together. But anyways, he came out there in this beautiful suit and he was teary-eyed because the crowd was 100% behind him, as we all were, okay? Because we all love and respect Seth Rollins for what he does. The dedication that that man puts into the work that he does has taken its toll on his body. And there's only so much that the body can handle. And in this case, the body could not handle what Seth was trying to put out. Therefore, his knee is an issue. He has a tear in his meniscus, and he has a second degree. Is it
second grade tears in the meniscus.
Second grade tear in the meniscus, and then he has another ACL tear. So there's two tears here, and they say that it's right. So they say that it's a 3 to 4 month window that he will be out, which is what I told you guys in previous posts last week about Seth Rollins, that was probably going to be around the time frame that he would actually be gone. WrestleMania is 11 weeks from now. Now, unless he's got some Super Cena healing type strength, I suspect that Seth won't make it to WrestleMania, but as he was speaking, Gunther decided to come down and be the condescending a-hole that we all know him to be. And he basically told Seth that he admires him as a wrestler and as a champion. And he and him are very similar and alike. And if he does show up for WrestleMania, he's going to win the Rumble and he's going to target the back and the knee and take him out and become the world champion. To which Seth told him he appreciated his honesty, but he needed to be very careful because he needs to know who he's coming after. Remember who you're coming after. And Gunther made it very clear that he needed to be more concerned with who was coming after him. They shook hands, and while they were shaking hands, the New Day attacked Imperium in terms of Geo and Ludwig Kaiser, the human washboard. So this right here was an interesting exchange. For the most part, Gunther was fairly respectful, but it was his condescending, mischievous smile that I hated and I did not like about this particular setup. And really, Gunther and Seth have been dancing around each other this whole time. Gunther's been a dominant champion and Seth has been a dominant champion, so they would not cross paths due to their championship duties. However, one of them is not going to be champion for much longer and the other is. The question is, who is that going to be? The next question would be, what does WrestleMania look like? Is Seth Rollins going to make it to WrestleMania? Per Seth Rollins, yes. He says he's going to do everything that he can to get to WrestleMania, no matter the rehabbing, the surgery, whatever it takes. Now, what I will say on Seth Rollins' behalf is the fact that he's able to walk out there and put some weight on his knee at all is a very good sign. That means that maybe the doctors don't have so much work to do in the surgery and his recovery process may be better than we think. However, if I know Kratos and the way that he operates, he is not going to allow Seth Rollins to go out there and possibly injure himself further or re injure himself. He is only going to do what the doctors allow him to be able to do. So for now, that is on ice. Seth Rollins being champion, that is also going to be on ice. But technically, since they've given Roman a lot of leeway as champion, they very well could give Seth freaking Rollins a lot of leeway as champion as well. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The decision has been made. Seth is probably going to be pulled from TV for quite some time. This is probably going to be one of the last times that you see him on TV until probably closer to WrestleMania. He's not going to be on the card for Elimination Chamber, which I think is a good idea in hindsight. Um, but we'll have to wait and see how everything plays out. But again, I am very glad that he was able to actually walk out there on his knee. There wasn't a lot of pressure he put on it, but he put enough. And he was able to get in the ring. He didn't have much help getting in and out of the ring. He was able to move. And that is a very, very good sign. Because he said after that match with Jinder, he couldn't move his knee at all. So we got a lot of wiggle room here, but I'm glad that Seth was able to come out there and speak his truth. And even though he was about to make me cry, standing out there crying, child, I'm glad that he's okay, and we're gonna see where things end up moving forward. All right, so let's get into the rest of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now we had a pretty solid show, and everything that was shown today that was booked was really good. Okay, now one match that was impromptu, or at least to us it was Imperium versus New Day. That was a sick ass match. Okay, them dudes was fighting scraps, full on scrapping, full on fighting. There was not much to that other than they was going at each other's necks. And Imperium thought they had it, but that match broke down very easily and the refs lost control and them boys was fighting all out throughout the crowd. Okay, so much so that towards the end, we thought Xavier was getting ready to get slammed through them tables, but Kofi came in with the save, and they both took Gio and Ludwig out and laid them out through that table. It was gnarly. Once they got to the back, what's wrong, Mama? You okay? Once they got to the back, you know, they homeboy Jay Uso came out there and was like, let me give y'all a little dap on y'all going out there handling them boys. Okay? Mama. Going out there handling them boys like that. We appreciate that. And then girl Jackie come up and she said, well, can you tell us what happened? And Xavier and Kofi was like, we tired of people treating us like we ain't out here in these streets, like we ain't been here. Like we ain't got 12 times as tag team champions. Like we ain't out here living the best life. People think because we got these damn unicorns and pancakes and the bootios that we supposed to be slept on. And we supposed to sit up here and just let you beat our ass. Nah, we ain't no chumps. We ain't no bitches. Y'all ain't finna do us like that. Period. New Day was like, look, it's a new day, real talk. And it's about to be on. Cause you know what? Let me put it this way. He was like, Kofi was like, Jey Uso ain't the only one looking for a title this year. He said, matter of fact, I might get mine a little early. I'm going to challenge Gunther next week for the Intercontinental Championship. All right? It's going to be me and him. So let's get it. So he went to Adam, and Wide Hip Adam made that match. So next week it's going to be Gunther versus Xavier for that Intercontinental Championship. Now, quite frankly, I don't suspect. I'm going to bust you in the throat. Go to bed. You got to go to work in the morning. Now, I don't suspect that Gunther, my mother is stupid. I don't suspect that Gunther will lose this championship, but if he does, I'll be all for it, to be honest with you. But it was an excellent match nonetheless, and it was a good promo cut by Kofi and Xavier. I really enjoyed it. It was something to admire. Hello, Jarnell. How are you? Yeah, child, because she coming in. She knows she's supposed to be in bed. She got to go to work in the morning. Anyways, the next match of the night goes to Wolf Pussy and Ivy. Now, last week Wolf Pussy got mad because Maxine got on the apron and distracted Thickums one, and Akira Tozawa was able to pick up the win. So she ain't like that. She gonna get her lick back later in the match with Chad Gable and Ivar, but yeah, you can toss them. But that's not the point. In this match, Ivy and Wolf Pussy did pretty decent. Now, for whatever reason, Wolf Pussy and her dirty feet did not beat Ivy. She tried, but she lost. Ivy ended up picking up the W. It was a pretty hard fought match between the two of them, but Ivy picked up the W, okay? Now, we also had a match between these two. Now, Miz lost this match due to heavy interference from the Judgment Day. In the back, Rhea Ripley was talking to Damian Priest, and she basically was telling him, like, look, y'all are losing sight of the goal. I went to Adam and I talked to him about y'all defending y'all titles against DIY to get them out the way and get it done. Okay? Damian was not happy about this. Okay, Damian was like, bitch, you out here making match. And he's like, every time your ass go in Adam's office, one of us ends up in a match while you get to sit back here and bitch and complain about what's not being done and what is being done. He said, you know what? Here's the deal. Whatever is going to happen, I'm going to take care of my business. Okay, you are just worrying about you. And he said, it's so funny how every time something happens with us, you are always at the center of it. Stop going in Adam's office. Girl. He was like, everybody want to be a star until it's time to be a star. Everybody want to run around here and get the big head because they on the cover of the fucking video game. But you ain't out here making sure Judgment Day business is Judgment Day business. No, you costing us business. And I don't like that. So he said, you know what? Dom and them, they will do their job like they're supposed to. And I'm going to handle mine. Until then, I need some space from y'all so I can get my head together. But girl, please. Rhea was like, oh, okay. This is where we at. All right. Then she started going in on everybody else. She disappointed in Dom. She disappointed in JD. And she don't think Finn is man enough. She done emasculated Finn. Everybody listening to you, Rhea. Okay? You supposed to be the leader. But it looked like your leadership has caused a bit of dysfunction amongst your group. All your little back alley deals and everything that you've been doing is causing some issues amongst your group. I'm going to tell you why. It's because you are the one who benefit from all these back alley deals and they are not benefiting. Yeah, Finn and Damian are the tag team champions, but you don't put them in a position where now they can lose said championship. Whereas your ass have been champion, and the only person that has challenged you in the last month has been Ivy. And let's be real, we all knew that your ass was not dropping that championship to her. Bring me a pomegranate, please. So let's just keep it all the way funky in 100, okay? Let's keep it all the way funky. Did Truth get Rhea her cut? I don't know. I'd be like, look, nigga, don't be mad at me because I'm popping and you ain't the fuck. I mean, pop off. But if we call it a spade, let's call a spade a spade. A lot of Rhea's back alley dealings end up biting them in the ass in the end. And they end up having to do something weird and crazy to offset what she has done. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe wholeheartedly that Rhea Ripley is one of the reasons why Judgment Day has been successful. Because when she was not at the forefront, Judgment Day was not pulling out. Now they having an issue because nobody knows who to answer to and who's the leader. See, this is the problem. You can't have a faction or any type of group, corporation, or business without a leader. If you are leaderless, then you ain't being led and you have no true goals on where you're headed. You are flying blind. And if Rhea Ripley is your leader, then it needs to be that. Damian Priest needs to stop challenging the status quo and let it be what it is. However, he can't seem to get over the fact that he's not the leader and Rhea Ripley is being regarded as such. So only time will tell, but I would hope that sometime in the near future, Judgment Day will be on its last legs, and we might be able to get singles competitor out of Finn. You might be able to get a singles competitor out of Finn, singles competitor out of Damien, and we'll see where JD and Dom end up. All right. At least Edge taught them stuff before he got backstabbed. I mean, maybe. Maybe. Let us continue to go down the line. In this match, Dominic Mysterio ended up besting The Miz due to a lot of outside interference. DIY came down to help, but ultimately it led to the Judgment Day running and DIY being in the ring, helping Miz for one more time. Now, this match happened later on in the night, and we saw Ivar and Chad have a banger of a match. This match was long, but it was good. These two were going at it, and had it not been for Dirty Foot Wolf Pussy, Ivar would have lost this match. Ivar would have lost had it not been for Wolf Pussy. She got on the ring, on the apron, and cost Chad the match. Chad didn't have no help out there, which I don't know why Maxine or Ivy didn't come out there and push that hoe off the rope, off the steps or something. But Chad didn't have no help out there. So Chad ended up losing, and I felt so bad for Chad because this was a hard fought match between the two of them. And when I tell you Chad had this match won, he had this match won, child. Oh, it was so disappointing. Anyways, now it's time to get to the nitty gritty. Now it's time to get to the pièce de résistance. The boys were fighting verbally in the ring today, and it was a very interesting conversation. At first, we saw Cody Rhodes and CM Punk getting a lot of love and admiration from the WWE Universe. Now, me personally, I loved it. They were hella split between the two of them. And quite frankly, it was hard to hear who had one over the other. But I'll tell you what, you could very clearly hear that there was a lot of love for CM Punk and there was a lot of love for Cody Rhodes. Now, let's get into how this all played out. At first, these two men were very respectful and nice towards each other. And of course, CM Punk did what he does best. He talked. And he talked about how Cody Rhodes' dad requested that he watch out for his golden boy at OVW. And CM Punk felt like he wasn't supposed to be the one charged with this kind of job. I mean, he, didn't think that he was somebody who should watch over anybody. But when the American Dream calls and asks you for a favor, You always say yes. And so he did what was asked of him. He also reiterated that there wasn't much to look out for. CODY was very focused. He didn't let other things get in the way like some of his counterparts did. He said that CODY was a very respectful, well mannered guy. He knew where he was going and what he was going to do. And everything that he set out to do, he did with excellence. So CODY was an easy case. And he said after OVW, he and CODY became friends and they were close enough to understand how things were going to work out. And he said he and CODY had two very different trajectories in this business. He didn't come from a family that was, well versed in wrestling. But he also said that he was going to do everything in his power to run through Cody Rhodes. If he had to punch him in his face and throw him over the top rope, that's what he was going to do. CODY's answer to that was like he expected nothing less. He said that at OVW, him having to watch over him or a request at his father doesn't surprise him. And that he respected that. He treated him like a peer. He didn't treat him like he was a child. And he said he came in, he was very green, but ultimately, he said he was able to get himself and move up to the ranks and do everything possible to show that he was more than capable of being a superstar. Now, here's where shit starts to break down. And it's partially CM Punk's fault. Actually, I put the blame squarely on CM Punk's shoulders because he broke a cardinal rule, in my opinion. When you are reading, okay, when you go for the obvious, you make it very easy for your opponent to come back at you. And of all the things that CODY could have said on the fly, he got CM Punk real deep. So let me tell you what he said. CM Punk told him that he wasn't a Nepo baby. He didn't have the same things that CODY was afforded. He didn't have the phone calls that can get him into the spaces to be able to move and shake the way that he did. It took him 10 years to get to his spot. And when he got there, he dominated and he pushed through and he became one of the most sought after and talked about superstars in the world. And there were very few people who could make that claim to fame. He also said that he's not the son of an American dream. No, no, no. He's the son of an electrician. So I'm more of an American dream than you are. Look at the irony in that. That kind of stuck in CODY's craw a little bit. CODY came back on him real nice. He was like, since you want to talk, let's talk about the pipe bomb. He said, everything you said in that pipe bomb, I've done. So he was like, while you were talking, I walked it, I lived it. So I guess you could say I'm more CM Punk than you. And I was like, tuh, 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 tuh. This is what happens when you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. I'm sorry, CM Punk, but CODY ate your ass up real nice. It's very clean, and he packaged it up together. Had you all rattled. You had to take your little coat off and everything. You was in your feelings. You was mad. Fact of the matter is, he told the motherfucking truth. He said you got into your feelings after you got to the pinnacle. You decided it was time for you to go. So you left in the most epic of fashions. But you left a hole that I filled. And heading into Royal Rumble, possibly going to WrestleMania, you are not a problem. You are simply in my way. And if I have to remove you, I will. He walked his ass off and shoulder bumped that nigga, and CM Punk didn't like that shit, so they getting face to face, and girl, it was nasty. It was nasty out here in these streets. I was like, oh my God, the children are fighting. It was nasty, honey. It was nasty, but I was here for all of it. I was here for it. Okay. I was like, oh, calm down. Everybody calm down. Calm down. We can't have this yet. We can't. We can't. You can tease it, but you can't do it yet. Calm down. So everybody relaxed. And then they put on a women's match. They had Indy and Candace going up against. Okay. Look. Indy and Candace, I feel like they should have had their match before Cody and them. But I guess they wanted Damian and they wanted Damian and Truth and Drew to have their time. But the women ended up eating that filler spot, which was it was awkward as hell. But anyways, Candace and Indy went up against Zoe and Shayna. I feel like Zoe and Shayna should have lost that match. I know that some of y'all gonna be like, no, that's not. I generally feel like they should have lost that match. Candace and Indy don't even get on TV half as much as Zoe and Shayna has been on TV. And I feel like you are not giving them a true opportunity to be able to win or to have some any type of momentum going forward. Like Candace and Indy should have won that match. Then they had the Disco Twins out there arguing with Candace and with Zoe and Shayna. So much so that the Kabuki Warriors attacked. Now the Kabuki Warriors were there along with what's his face? Along with Bailey and Dakota. Dakota getting on my goddamn nerves, by the way. Which I'll get to Bailey and situation in a second. Um, I just wanted Candace and Indy to win. I feel like giving that win to Shayna and Zoe is a waste of time, in my opinion. Um, they're not gonna have the titles no time soon, or they shouldn't have the titles anytime soon. Now, before that, there was a segment between Nia, Becky, and Bailey. Nia came out there to regurgitate the same bullshit she been throwing up for the last 2 months. Is that she bested Becky Rhea. She squashed her every time she go up against her, which is only once. And then she now for the last couple of weeks, her greatest moniker is that she beat Becky Lynch, which is a moniker that a lot of people wear. I mean, Charlotte done beat her multiple times. Bianca done beat her multiple times. It took you a long time to get there, sis. You in a long line of other people who have beaten Becky. Congratulations. What do you want? Anyways, she's like she's gonna go through 29 other women at the Royal Rumble. Regurgitated bullshit that we've already heard before. And there was no need for you to have a microphone. You could have been backstage doing a backstage interview and did all this shit that you was doing. Okay. Now, what ended up happening was Becky came in there and told her to shut up. Okay. And Becky came out there with some beautiful red fiery hair. I said, okay, Becca Love, look at you serving like you know how to serve. Girl, you better go somewhere. Shoot. Hair was giving, okay? It was long, thick, okay? It was good and red. It was fiery red. I was like, it was cute. Anywhoosies, after Becky was cutting down Nia, Bailey came out there and was talking shit. Bailey promos be cringe worthy too. I don't really like Bailey's promos too much, and it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to have gave. They started fighting, and Nia threw out Becky on her feet. Now, what had happened was Becky went in the back and ran into Rhea, and Rhea was like, "It looks like you might need to find another way to get to WrestleMania." And I was like, girl, don't worry. Because what you looking for, you're going to get. Because it ain't going to be Nia Jax you're going to be contending with. I promise you, boo-boo, it's not going to be that bitch. It's not. It ain't going to be Nia. Guaranteed. Because nobody care about Nia Jax. And everybody in the comments can be in their feelings. I do not care. Y'all don't give a damn about Nia. Y'all don't. You would rather see the matchup between Becky and Rhea rather than worrying about Nia and Rhea. Because, like I said, they could have booked Becky and Nia at Royal Rumble and get it done and get it out the way. But if you want to book it so that she goes up against Nia at Elimination Chamber, so fucking be it. I have no issues with that. Do you, babe? But I don't want to see that whole at WrestleMania. I don't give a fuck about that bitch. Nobody cares. You want to have the big guns out at WrestleMania. And while Nia's cool, wrestling wise, she draws a lot of ire. Cool, but it ain't nothing like what Rhea Ripley got going on or what Becky got going on. That is a guaranteed marquee PLE match that's going to sell tickets. Nia Jax's ass being in the match ain't gonna sell fucking tickets. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but it ain't gonna be nothing near what we could get with these two. Okay? So please. Ain't nobody checking for bust down middle part. Period. I'm gonna get some shirts made for bust down middle part. Anyways, Rhea was very much in her feelings, because they told her she was the star cover on the cover of the game, and she was living her best life. And she came up to Becky and was just like, "Girl, you might want to consider looking for another opportunity or another way to be in this WrestleMania match, girl, because I am guaranteed to go to Mania while you are still looking. And that's unfortunate." And I'd have bopped that bitch right in her face, like bop, 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 right there. And I'd be like, "Is you looking for that? Was you looking for that? I ain't think so." Now she a bathroom break. Jesus. It is very pretty. This red hair on her is gorgeous, honey. Okay. She is definitely fiery Becky. Okay. Now to the finals of the show. Okay. Drew went up against Damian Priest. Now, I told you earlier that Damian was all in his feelings about the girls not giving him his space and letting him do his thug thizzle. He ain't like that. Okay. So Damian had decided he wanted to go out there on his lonesome and handle his business by himself. And everybody said, "Okay, cool. I'ma handle mine, you handle yours. I'ma handle mine, you handle yours." So it is what it is, honey bunches. They went out there and was fighting and ready to roll. And child, Damian Priest ended up losing because R-Truth came out there. Now, R-Truth was trying to put the money in Damian Priest's briefcase. He comes up on the apron and asks Damian what his passcode is to his briefcase. This caused a major distraction. Drew grabbed Damian, threw him in the ring, and punched him in the face. And while the ref was tending to him, Damian hit Drew with the move set to take him out and pinned him, but the ref was tending to R-Truth. This caused Damian to be enraged, and he tried to take out R-Truth and threw him across the ring. And well, he ended up eating a claymore for his troubles, and that was that. R-Truth, not Jean Grey. The hair, okay, it do remind you of Jean Grey. I can understand that. You might be on to something, Nicole, with that one. You might be on to something. But anyways, he hit Damian with that claymore, and that hit. It wasn't no little light tap or a possible hit. Nah, that foot was in his face, my G, and it was over 1, 2, 3. And I was like, yee. R-Truth gonna have to. Ooh, that poor baby gonna be in trouble next week. I don't know how he gonna salvage this one, but he definitely gonna be in trouble. Anyways, Damian Priest lost to the Scottish Warrior, and that was that. The show went off with Drew McIntyre showboating and proud of his own work. Now, next week, the matches have been scheduled. DIY will take on the Judgment Day for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Kofi Kingston will challenge Gunther for his Intercontinental title. And of course, Jey Uso has been challenged twice by Big Bronson Reed. And so Jey Uso has accepted. And it will be Bronson Reed versus Jey Uso next week. Now, Royal Rumble has been set, and it seems that the only matches on the card are these four. The Women's Royal Rumble is set, and right now only 4 women have declared for the Rumble. Those four women consist of Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Bianca Belair, and Bayley. My pick for this Rumble is none other than Pammy Pockets herself, Bayley. I think Bayley is going to win the Royal Rumble, and I think that she deserves to win the Royal Rumble, honestly. She has been doing everything in her power to hold this women's division down. She has been a consistent heel in this women's division, and it has worked for her for the last, what, 3, 4 years. Bayley has been doing everything to maintain this women's division and put other women over. She deserves the right to be able to challenge EO for that title at WrestleMania, but she also deserves the right to win the Royal Rumble. That's just what I'm just saying. She deserves the right to do it. It's no shade to Bianca, it's no shade to Nia or Becky. All of them have legitimate rights to win the Royal Rumble and go after that title. But Becky is a prominent person in the women's division right now. And if you are asking me, do I think the better storyline out of all three of these women is Bayley going up against one of her own in Damage Control? The answer to that is 100% yes. That is a better storyline. It's a better mock up. And Bayley finally can break out and do something else without being stuck in Damage Control. At least in my opinion, it needs to be done and over with. And it should have been done and over with a long fucking time ago, if we're being honest. Next up, you got the men's Royal Rumble. We now have 7 men who have declared for this Royal Rumble: Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, Gunther, and Damian Priest have all declared for the Royal Rumble. And the rest of the slots are open and free, just like for the women's Royal Rumble. They've kept it under wraps as to who will be entrants in this Royal Rumble, which I can appreciate, and I really love that, because there was a time where they had all 30 entrants out, and we didn't really get to have any fun with the Royal Rumble. This time we get to have some serious fun with it, and I am okay with that. So we finally get to have some mystery and intrigue as to who will be in the Rumble for the men and for the women. And for that, I can say nothing but thank you, Uncle Trip Trip, because your forefather just did not understand how shit was supposed to work. Okay, he just was not getting it. But let's move into the final throws of the show, shall we? Okay. Now, Logan Paul will more than likely defend his United States Championship against KO. I hate to say it, but Nicole has called it that Logan is probably going to keep this championship until Mania, and she is probably right. The way that they have been booking Logan Paul and the way that things have been going, I don't see him dropping this title to Kevin. Although I would love to see this man get his ass whooped, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Quite frankly, I agree with her. I do think that Logan is going to keep this title all the way to Mania, and then at Mania, he more than likely will drop it. If he doesn't, he probably will drop it at Backlash if he decides to show up and wrestle at Backlash. Either way, he's going to have this title for much longer than we suspect. But the good thing is, Logan Paul doesn't show up long enough for you to care. So it's fine. Do whatever you want to do. And finally, we've got the men's fatal four way for the undisputed Universal Championship. Roman has a 25% chance of losing his title as well as winning his title. So the chances of him retaining are less and less the more people that are in this match. And you've got three very vengeful, hungry competitors ready to tear Roman limb from limb. And I suspect that he's probably going to wrestle the least amount in this match, and they're going to take him out and start picking off each other. More than likely, however, it's only two scenarios that this match could actually go. That would make sense, okay? Oh, let me see what Nicole said. Nicole said, "I don't want to know no more entrants in either Rumble." I respectfully agree. I just want to be surprised. I like being surprised. I want to be surprised. Brandy said if it's only 4 matches, it's gonna be a long show, which I don't mind. I don't know if it's gonna be a long show, but I do think it's gonna be more than an hour. I mean, the Rumble takes up a pretty significant amount of time. So the Rumbles might be seem a little stretched out. Let's say the Rumbles are gonna be stretched out a little longer than normal. Okay. but it's only 4 matches, which means I think that the women's rumble is going to go up first. Then they're going to have Logan and Kevin. Then they'll have the men's rumble, and then they'll move into the men's undisputed championship. Or they could have it in reverse, where they start off with Logan and Kevin, move into the women, then move into the men, and then move into the men's tournament. But I don't know. I would want to close out the show with the men's Royal Rumble, me personally. But if they closing out with Roman, I feel like Rock showing up and causing a lot of drama. Especially if Roman lose this title. If Roman lose this title, it's gonna be a fucking wrap on Saturday. My pick is Tamina. You go to hell, Rico. He always says something stupid. Where's Don at? Did he go to sleep today? I haven't talked to Don all day today, except for a couple times in the chat. He must have been tired. Not Piper. Who is this? Well, he usually picks Piper, so and she's gonna win and challenge Rio and Io and unify the belts at Mania. Yeah, you keep hope alive. Um, he definitely is trolling. That 1 year, literally all the spots except for like 3 entrants. Yes, and I hated it. We ain't unified no damn title with all them damn women on the roster. Period. Nicole, get them. There you go. We high key need a secondary belt, and you know I've been screaming it, and you know I've been screaming it. Okay, definitely need a second belt. If he lose Brandy, all hell gonna break loose. I'm telling you, right now it's gonna be a mess. Each rumble is at least an hour, always has been. Fair. I did go to sleep, but I'm here. I thought you did, babe. I'm starting to understand it. That's 2 hours of a pay per view already. Tamina is retired, bro. Even if she wasn't, she wouldn't be winning the Rumble. The 4-way probably gonna be gonna be close to 30 minutes. True, that place gonna blow up. It's gonna be a mess. But I'm here for it because I feel like Rumble is gonna be something serious. I feel like Rumble is gonna be a good time. I can't wait. I'm very excited for the Rumble. Extremely excited for this. So those are the 4 matches scheduled and ready to roll. Monday Night Raw is already for next week is already scheduled and ready to roll. And that was your show, ladies and gentlemen. They gave us everything we needed, and this was a really good lead into Royal Rumble. I would say that this is one of the best Raws leading into Royal Rumble. I mean, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes promo alone was just fire. Okay, it was just so good, and that by itself was a good lead into Royal Rumble. I cannot wait for the show. It's gonna be pure madness, but I'm excited. I am so excited for it. Just said I'm excited too. I'm leaving work early so I can wash my ass and order my pizza and wings ahead of time. I have to cook, and me and AJ are gonna make homemade pizza because my mom and is gonna be out of town at the time. So we're gonna cook what's in the house. We got ingredients to make homemade pizza, so it is what it is. He said, "Yeah, this raw had crack in it, right? It was insane." I'm off that day, so we're taking over my friend's house and having a watch party. Period, Nicole. Period. Tiff say if CM Punk win the Rumble, but Seth is not able to be at Mania, what will they do storyline wise? Okay. So if Seth is not clear to compete in time for WrestleMania, more than likely they will have Seth vacate that title, and the Elimination Chamber will determine who the champion is, and that guy will lead into WrestleMania as champion. At least that's how I would do it. I would not wait to crown a champion at WrestleMania because you have a good rapport with the superstars already. The one thing I will tell you is this: the way I saw it is Seth had to vacate. I would put that title on somebody who is extremely hated right now, and y'all gonna hate what I got to say. Y'all gonna hate it. Gender is the guy. If this is the scenario, Gender is the guy that they probably would go with because you would want, you don't want a superhero effect, but going into where we are right now, like, and to me, CM Punk and Drew, I mean CM Punk and Jinder wouldn't, hit nothing, but it would be an easy win for him. However, if I were booking it, I would give it to Drew. The reason why I say Drew is because right now Drew is your best heel, and he can really turn, like, he can really turn this into a situation that he could milk extremely. And it could work out for him going up against a guy like CM Punk. We saw the capabilities between the two of them. They have the most chemistry moving forward, and it just would work out better in terms of a marquee match. It's not that Jinder isn't good enough or that Jinder doesn't have the chops. He very well does. And he actually has the heat right now to be the one. But you're talking about what's going to put asses in seats. Booking wise, I'm going to look at both of them and see what their draw is. The draw isn't necessarily to watch Jinder. The draw is most likely to watch Jinder get beat down. And while he has, his minions on his side, that's his greatest asset at the moment, and that's what makes him look like such an imposing figure currently on the roster. Whereas Drew is hated by a lot of people, including Nicole, as you can see in the comments. He's hated, and he can also draw the ire of the crowd as well. There isn't a lot that Drew has to do to get there, whereas Jinder has to rely on Seth's injury in order to keep drawing that heat. Drew just draws it naturally without that help. So, me, I would pick Drew and have CM Punk go over on Drew, and then CM Punk would go forward as a champion. He can have battles with Gunther. He can have battles with Chad Gable. If you wanted to put Chad Gable up there, let him fight. Like, there are plenty of people on the roster for this to work. If DIY was to ever go down, you've got two viable superstars in DIY for this to work out with. There's a lot going on, but I'm going to stick with the fact that Seth is going to be ready to go. I feel like Seth is going to be on some John Cena shit and be back in well enough time, because he just is not going to sit out. He's just not. I don't foresee that happening, and I generally just don't see him waiting out 3 or 4 months to be able to get back into it and have his moment in the sun. Whether he's losing or winning, he's going to make it to WrestleMania. Now, that promo between Cody and CM Punk today was fucking gnarly. And I was like, ooh, I kind of wish that the WWE Championship was on Raw and the World Championship was on SmackDown, so we could kind of, like, I kind of wish, because it would be a very easy switch off to put Cody and CM Punk together. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I don't know. Hopefully none of these scenarios have to be a part of that situation, and we can just focus on Seth getting better, which I would love to do. But I also know that sometimes there are anomalies that we cannot factor in, and Seth has to factor that in for himself. So we will see how all of that plays out. I'm really hoping and praying that he's gonna be okay and ready to roll. But I don't want him to do it at his detriment. I just want him to be healthy and ready to go. I don't want him to push himself to the point where he injures himself further. So all I'm gonna say is good luck, Seth. I hope that you heal quickly and that you are 100% healthy and ready to roll. If you're not, it is okay for you not to be. And it is okay for you to take your time and heal. If it were me, yeah, it would suck that I wouldn't be able to do WrestleMania and that a lot of plans would get derailed. But at the same time, I would take the time that I have and I would heal my back. I would heal my knee. I would get myself together, and then I would move so that I can be even better when I come back. You know what I'm saying? So we will wait and see. Because he's had a leg injury before, but it's not the same. This is something completely different. So hopefully, with the doctor's help, with the state of the art medical facilities that WWE uses, that the he will get better and he'll do it in a safe manner. Okay. Oh, homemade pizza is so easy. It's easy. It's just the dough. You just gotta make sure you have a good dough recipe. And I buy my pizza sauce from this local pizza shop that's here. It's like $1.99 for a whole jar of pizza sauce. And then whatever I don't use, I usually put in a Ziploc bag and I freeze it. But it's real easy to make homemade pizza. So easy. The only thing you need to be concerned with is like toppings. My one friend is an active watcher and fan, and he's the one I went to the AEW show with, and the others watch when kids, but still like it and will watch it on occasion. Oh, so you're gonna have a whole thing going. What y'all gonna cook? What you gonna Nicole, you gotta cook something. What you gonna cook? What are you cooking? Actually, the Royal Rumble venue is really small compared to the past venues. I just haven't been there since I graduated from that building in high school. Okay. Um, I don't remember anybody bringing that up. When was this? When was the size of the venue brought up? I'm confused. Let's not even put that into the universe. Health will be healthy by Mania. Manifest it, babe. 'Cause that's all we got right now. Oh, okay. I forgot about Elimination Chamber that fast. Don't hinder gender, girl. No one's hindering gender. Relax. To me, plausibility, it can be either gender or Drew. Both of them will work as heel replacements for the anti-hero of CM Punk because I just don't see anybody else winning. But you know what? They could swerve us and give Cody the W for WrestleMania and let him win back to back manias. Um, and I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that they're gonna do that. So I don't know. I just have something that's telling me that that's going to happen. Also, their traffic is going to be nasty because not only for the Royal Rumble, which is worse, but Tampa has their annual Gasparilla Parade that exactly same day, and that's a massive event. Okay, promo masterclass. It definitely was. It's a Florida's largest pirate parade. Huh. Yeah, like John Cena coming back for the Royal Rumble at number 30 that year, knowing that he technically wasn't ready to go. Girl, we're just ordering pizza. Boo! You're supposed to cook. Isn't the Elimination Chamber like at 6 in the morning, or am I tripping? No, Elimination Chamber is at 6 in the morning. Actually, if you are up and you want to watch the pre show, Elimination Chamber starts at 5 a.m. And then the show starts at 8 a.m., I think, or it starts at 7. I'm not sure, but it is supposed to start early in the morning. She said, "Oh, okay, woo, child. People gonna have to set their alarms then. I won't, because I stay up late anyway. So I'll be up. I'll be up all day and all night because I have a party that night that I have to get ready for because I'm supposed to be doing my husband's birthday party that day. So I have to cook and everything, set up the table. Um, and we supposed to be serving dinner and having my friends over for my husband's birthday that day. It's gonna be a day, honey. It's gonna be a day. But I'm watching Elimination Chamber. I could watch it on the replay, but I don't want to. I want to watch it. Anywhoosies, Elimination Chamber is the 24th of February. Vengeance Day for NXT is on the 4th of February, I believe. The 2nd or the 4th. Let me go to my calendar. No, it's the 4th because the 4th is a Sunday. So it is on the 4th, and that is for NXT. And there are a couple matches that are scheduled for that show as well. Let me make sure I get it up. All right, so we already have the Dusty Rhodes Classic set, but we don't know who is going to be going. I think we do have an idea. It's gonna be Baron Corbin and Carmelo and Trick. They're gonna be the ones going to Vengeance Day, okay? Meanwhile, Trick already has a ticket to punch at Vengeance Day. It's gonna be Ilya versus Trick for the NXT Championship at Vengeance Day, okay? And it's also gonna be Lyra versus Roxanne for NXT Vengeance Day for the NXT Women's Championship. So all of those are set in motion, and I suspect that OTM and the family will probably battle it out again at Vengeance Day as well. So we got a lot going on for NXT. But one more thing before I get out y'all here. I did post a video earlier about WWE 2K24's announcement and the 3 covers that they put out. We have Bianca and Rhea on the cover of the 2K24 game. Now, this is the first time that women have graced the cover as women alone without a man in the cover with them. This is the first time a Black woman has graced the cover of the video game. And this is the first time, again, that 2 women have been on the cover of a video game. So it's a lot of firsts, okay, for this cover. Now, this is the deluxe edition. The deluxe edition is $99 for pre-order, and that's how much is actually going to be when you buy it. The Icon Edition is a little bit more. The Icon Edition has the 40 years of WrestleMania, and this is what the showcase is going to be for the game. What you will get is you'll go through the iconic matches of the 40 years. They've cherry picked certain matches of the 40 years of WrestleMania. More than likely, you're going to get Shawn versus Undertaker. Becky's, I don't think they're going to do Becky match. They may do Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda's match as an iconic match, which they already did for the Evolution, I think. But they may do their singles matches. So you may get Becky and Bianca as a singles competitor, or you might get, I was hoping they gave us Becky being Bianca and Sasha's matches for WrestleMania 40, but I fully understand why that didn't happen. With Sasha not being a part of the company, they're not going to put her in the game. However, if I was Triple H and they were doing this, I would have talked to Sasha and gave her some coin and be like, hey, sis, listen, we're putting you in the game. We need you to be a part of the game. We're going to keep this on the hush hush. You know what I'm saying? And then I would have, talked it out with her and figured it out a way to do it, because that match was beyond iconic. It was more iconic than Becky and Bianca's match, but it looks like it's going to be Bianca and Asuka's match as the WrestleMania 40 match with her. Charlotte is probably going to be her match with Rhea, like I said before. And you've got several other people on the cover, including the tribal chief Roman Reigns and various other superstars. All right. Now the main standard edition of the game is going to be none other than the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, which these covers are so good. Look at this, the material girl. I see you. So good with these covers. They were done so well. And whoever did this, they deserve a raise because they did an excellent job with these covers. Now I'm going to get into the specs a little bit for y'all. They still have My GM. Last year, My GM was introduced with Xavier and, of course, Tyler Breeze. They also have the universe mode, which they say is more expensive. They've had added a no holds barred sandbox that's been enhanced. You can expect more rivalry actions, brand new cutscenes, and now you can do double title matches, which is pretty cool. And they also have expanded and added on Build Your Faction. And then they've changed the My Rise, and there's 2. There's Unleashed and Undisputed. One is for the women and one is for the men. So we have that. And this is the coolest thing that they've added. The new match types for this particular game is you can have a guest referee to a casket match, to a gauntlet match, ambulance matches, and there are a plethora of new match types to experience in the game, including support for multiple superstars in a backstage brawl. You can have a backstage brawl and it could be on some fun type shit. So, WWE 2K24 is going to be an interesting time. If you didn't see everything on the website on Instagram, you could go back and check and see when all three superstars found out that they were going to be on the cover. It was a very sweet moment, especially for Bianca, because she looked like she was going to cry. And everybody was extremely grateful and excited, and it just looked like a really good time for all of them. So congratulations to the cover girls and guys on the cover of WWE 2K24. You can pre-order that right now on 2K24's website, or you can go to GameStop and pre-order it, and it'll be waiting for you when it's time to pick it up. Sale, it goes live on March 4th, I believe. So you guys go and check it out for yourself and let me know what you think. All right, tomorrow is NXT time, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back when we talk about NXT, and we'll talk about everything that happened on NXT and the show itself. And of course, Friday, I'll be here Friday, and Wednesday, we'll do Freestyle Wednesday. Now, thank you so much for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow when we go over NXT. And I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming through and hanging out with me for a little bit. I got y'all a little bit under an hour. So all I need y'all to do for me is to just rate, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I just need y'all to do that. Share my content. Give me a good like on my page. That also boosts this video and lets everybody see and hear everything. I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming through, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.